So I thought that I would start with my parents, David and Kingo Clark. I'm getting choked up already. Because my parents are here with me at Chautauqua, I mean, that's kind of amazing. Thank you. They are my North Star. They are wonder and awe, which we often come to appreciate years and years later when we're looking back. I mean, if we think about those times when we feel wonder and awe, sometimes we just miss the moment. But as I look back, I think so much about my parents. And you know, there was a time when I was quite young, of course, when I thought everyone had a Japanese mother and an African-American father. Imagine that. I mean, talk about, that's the purest lens you could ever have, right? My dad was a career soldier who, like many black men of his generation, joined the Army to help others in pursuit of the American dream, even as his own was often blocked. He shined his shoes and creased his uniform every morning at the crack of dawn, raised a flag in front of our house every day, and much to our dismay, cooked a Thanksgiving turkey at 0500. But being from Louisiana, he was a wonderful cook. And as military kids, you know, we look at the story of military families today, and all they are these Facebook reunions, right? I mean, these happy things where people surprise each other at schools and at work. But the reality is that we see very little of what military life is like, and we only knew what we knew. And so as military kids, we had no idea what service meant, and we had no idea what a Purple Heart meant. We begged my dad to stop wearing his Purple Heart hat all the time, even buying him Adidas and Nike hats because as kids, it bothered us that he wore the same hat all the time. We had no idea what a Purple Heart was. If only we knew, and it still pains me to think about that now. And if I had a chance to do a StoryCorps conversation with my dad, I would say thank you and forgive us. After he died, we learned from the women who worked at the mall in Kansas. My dad retired in Salina, Kansas after being stationed in Fort Riley. All of the women, all of them white, how he saved their marriages and helped heal their families. You see, when he retired, he became a mall walker. And often he would be gone for hours at a time, and it would make my mom so mad. But we finally understood that what he was doing with consultations with people in need. He was the original great listener. And he met my mom when he was stationed in Japan. She was known as Kate by most of her American friends who found it too difficult to pronounce Kinko. Except until Kinko, remember the copy center? Suddenly everybody could pronounce Kinko. But she was Kate, and because she spoke with an accent, many people thought she couldn't understand English. And that's how she heard all their business. When they thought she couldn't possibly understand what they were saying, she was the wisest and smartest person I ever knew and will ever know. And when she died, we found hundreds of slivers of little pieces of paper in a drawer, little slivers of paper that had English words on them. Those were her handwritten flashcards. And so you'll see in this other picture, my dad with little Lucas. When my brother died in a motorcycle accident in the school parking lot when he was 15, what saved my dad was turning his love to little Lucas, his coworker's son, who clung to him like he was Captain Wonder and Awe, imitating him down to his clothes. We worried that Lucas, as he got older, that adoration would wear off and my dad would be crushed. It never did. No one cried more at my dad's funeral than Lucas. My parents experienced the beauty and possibility of what this country has to offer and the hard truths of America's sometimes unmet promise. But their biggest gift to me and my sisters was raising us to see humanity, to remind us to let light in and to release light out. And that's what radiates from so many of these StoryCorps stories, and that is why StoryCorps is so personal to me.